What's up guys, I'm Crucial and this is my first ever Clash Royale YouTube video. I'm excited that you guys are watching and I hope it doesn't suck. If it does suck, please let me know in the comments and I'll see what I can do about fixing that next time. With that said, I need to talk to you guys about the deck I've been using to climb top 50. So I've been doing pretty well, and what's interesting is that each win I've had with this deck has been a 3-crown win. So I mean, just have a look. It's a 3-crown, 3-crown, there's a loss, 3-crown, 3-crown. You know, and the pattern just keeps going like that. And that's what I think is most fun about it, is I'm not just getting a 1-crown win and waiting for the clock, is I'm destroying my opponent, right? I'm making them reconsider their life. You know, when the game ends, they're upset and they remember me, and I like that. So, you know, I understand this deck isn't exactly something you can run if you're only in like Arena 4 or Arena 5, because you may not have Golem yet. If you don't have Golem, try replacing him with Giant Skeleton. He's not as good, but Giant Skeleton is a pretty decent substitute. I wouldn't try Giant just yet, but I may change my opinion on the 9th with the new patch that increases his health. So, let's try a game. Let me show you how I play the deck, and I hope that you guys at least try the deck and you know, really see how fun it can be. So, first game is against Peter $17. Pretty good player. He's also in the top 50. So, here's what you need to keep in mind when you're playing this deck, is that you need to be a mindless, soulless killing machine, okay? You don't care about your own towers. All you care about is taking his out. So right now he rockets, right? I start off with my golem and I drop my bomber to keep my golem alive as long as possible, right? So bomber I place behind golem, and this is important because he's safe back there and he can just safely lob his bombs over and kill whatever he drops. So I want to pause right here. So at this point in the video, or in the game, you'll see that I'm only focusing on his towers, and he's playing well, right? He's playing as he normally would. He's not scared that I'm going to take his tower. He's not scared that I'm going to end the game right now. So he drops his Inferno Tower to take out my Golem, which is a perfect counter to Golem. And I drop my Horde. My biggest fear at this point in the game is that he has arrows in his hand. If he has arrows, it's going to stop my Horde in their tracks, right? It's going to kill them all, and my Golem will die to the Inferno Tower, right? So I won't be able to take the tower at all. So it was a good play by him. What he didn't see coming was me having this Rage that I dropped, right? So I drop a Rage right away, and just watch how quickly I go on to take this tower and then the game. Okay, so Rage is activated. Just look at that. Look how fast that Horde just rips through the tower. They move over and they finish off the Inferno Tower, and then here we are. We're less than a minute into the game, and it's over. You know, so the game ended before he really had a chance to, you know, defend or counter with his own aggression. And that's what you need. If you're trying to play this deck and you're trying to be defensive, you're trying to defend your towers, you're not going to win. You just can't trade efficiently with the cards that you have available to you. So that game went great for us. It was a lot of fun. And again, like, he's a top 50 player. He knows what he's doing. He's not just like some new player who's never played before and could have responded and just didn't, right? He's an experienced player and he didn't see it coming. And that's what I think is compelling about the deck. So let's hop into another game against a player named Tiang Kwong with H2O. Again, this is another top 50 player, so he knows what he's doing. You know, so while the deck is gimmicky, it can certainly work for you no matter where you're at in terms of trophies. You know, if you're still in Arena 4 or 5, you can still, you know, play this deck and do well. So here we go, hopping in the game against Tiang Kwong. And same deal. You know, we're dropping a huge minion right from the beginning. I like to open with Golem because he's just tankier than Pekka is, and Pekka is the one minion we want out of all of them to make it to a tower or to the king himself, because it only takes like 3 hits to take out a tower, and then like 4 or 5 to take out the king. He really just does work. So we got our golem going. So right here, Tian Kwong. Okay, so let's take a break here again, pause it, and just take a look at what's happening. So he's conserving his elixir. He's doing a really great job of that, right? So he's figuring us out. He sees us drop the Pekka, and he has all of his elixir saved because all he had dropped up to that point was archers. So he's doing what a lot of good players do, and he's holding his better cards in his hand and dropping his minions to cycle, his low-cost minions to cycle, and that's normal strategy, right? There's nothing abnormal about that. He's doing well, and what he wants to do at this point, and what a normal response to this would be, is to push my other lane, right? He wants to apply pressure to my other lane so that I can't keep applying pressure to the lane I'm currently pushing, right? So the more pressure he can put on my towers, the less I can put on his. So what he's going to do here is he's going to pressure my left lane. What I'm going to do differently with this deck, and what you need to do, is ignore that. To hell with that, right? You need to just focus solely on taking that one tower out and then taking the king. Because generally with this deck, if you take the one tower out, you're taking the king too. So keep that in mind. Here we go. And he drops the balloon, right? So this is what we expect. When he drops balloon, we have to drop minions or something to stop that, because we can't just drop like barbs and stop it. But we don't care. We keep pushing, and right here, what are we going to do? Rage. Same as last game. We throw our rage right here when we're by the tower. It takes it out. And look at this. Our horde doesn't even make it to the king. Only our Pekka. We drop a bomber to support the Pekka, and by the time the bomber gets there, the Pekka's just about finished him already. And again, like that, the game was less than a minute, right, guys? So, like, let's say you're losing. Let's say you lose half the games you're playing. You know, you're still playing more games than you would be doing if you were running a slower deck or a more defensive deck, where you're playing the full 3 minutes and then going into overtime. And I want you guys to try it. Honestly, it's so much fun. There's nothing I love more than getting a 3 crown. So give the deck a shot. But I do want to show you guys, a game where I lose, and I think it's appropriate that I show you a game that I played tonight that I lost against Peter $17, since I threw him under the bus with his with the first loss in this video. So we come in here, and remember, like, we beat him, right? So we know we can beat him. We know we're capable of it. So this just comes down to one of two things, right? Either he has figured us out, we have severely misplayed, right? Or I guess 3. I guess the third could be that his deck simply counters us, right? Like hut spam really hurts us. Hut spam's hard to fight against. So in this particular scenario, we don't have Golem to start with, so we start with Pekka. Less convenient, and you'll see why. Like his wizard drops down and takes out our horde, which sucks, but it's not something we can't work around. But the problem here is that our Pekka gets there, and he just can't do the work that he would normally do. So if we had Golems first, followed by Pekka, we could have probably taken that tower, considering what he had on the board and available in his hand. That said, at this point, I'm pretty sure that he remembers, right? He remembers the game we played yesterday. He remembers how he lost yesterday. So watch the way he starts spending his elixir. He's very smart about it now. Rather than trying to drop his balloon and push really hard on my left lane, and instead of like spamming his rocket, what he's doing is dropping buildings so that he can distract our golem and generate minions to distract our Pekka, so that we can't get in the tower and we can't, push for that early win, like we like to do. So you see here, it's really not looking good for us. There's a minute and 15 seconds left in the game. At this point, we had already won in our other games, so it's already going longer than our games usually go. We don't like that, and this is when we generally suffer. Like, this is when it gets harder for us. So double elixir hits, and that's good for us. We can start pushing harder with double elixir, but he can also defend harder. So we have to be clever, right? And what I wish I would have done, and what I didn't do, was try to push his other lane, right? I got so focused here, and you can see me start to make more desperate plays. Rather than saving my elixir, I start spending it more than I should, instead of saving it to go for a tricky push on the left. You see here, he has his barbs down there taking my my left tower. I don't really care about that, again, because all I want is right here. So we pause. This is the moment, right? This is the moment in every game where we would normally win, right? We have Horde, and we have Pekka, and we have Golem all within the rage. So that's incredible for us. That's exactly what we need to win. But where it went wrong for us here is that he has all of these minions distracting us, right? So he has like 3 barbarians, a hut, you know, 2 goblins. It's just enough to distract my minions long enough for rage to wear off, and us not to be able to get that push to the king. So let's go ahead and continue. You can see the bomber was starting to do work, but he took it out quickly, which was also smart. If he would allowed the bomber to stay, it would have ended up pretty bad for him. It looks like the video has frozen. It's recording. Damn it. Why? Okay. I don't know what happened. It just froze there at the 4-second mark. I mean, guys, this shit just sometimes happens, okay? I'm not gonna find an excuse, or I'm not gonna fix that. I'm really not gonna fix that. Okay, guys, so just picking up where we last video left off, pretty much. I'm not sure what was going on. We got some weird technical issues that we still need to sort out clearly. But I want you guys to see the end of this video. And just so you guys see that, you know, even though we're gonna have some amazing wins, the deck isn't invincible, right? You're gonna lose games. And what really matters is that you are having fun playing the deck that you're playing. You know, don't play a deck that makes you miserable just to get trophies. You know, play something that's fun. For me, this is really fun. I hope this would be fun for you. I want you to try this out. And if you do, let me know. Like, please tell me if you play this deck. Please tell me if you tweak it or find any improvements for it. I've only been playing it for 2 days. I'm still working on improving it myself. With that said, I'm going to end this video here. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you subscribe, because that tells me that not only did you enjoy it, but you want to see more. So with that, I'll talk to you guys next time.